Yo, 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 what is good, y'all? It is your boy Tony the Savant back with another one. Whoa, whoa, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. We got to get into this one. We got to get into this one. I wanted my boy Marlo knows basketball and boxing to pull up, but we just couldn't link up on the schedule today. Just is what it is. We'll probably link up tonight, hopefully. Do a post fight video. But I just wanted to chime in on this Canelo versus Charlo boxing match. As we all know, today is the big fight day. Been a lot of talk, a lot of hype around this fight. I've been kind of consistent. You know what I'm saying? I think I got Saul winning this. Uh, Easy money, really, because to me, excuse me, Canelo, not Canelo, Charlo, he fight just like Spence a little bit. With a little bit more head movement. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me, I had to hit the juice because my boy was at work this morning and do a couple videos, conference calls and all that stuff. But anyway, yeah, man, I don't think I'm not giving Jamel much of a chance in this. If he beats Canelo today, man, I'm gonna be shocked. It's gonna be a shocker to me because I don't see how. I was watching. And I was watching my boy Marlo knows basketball and boxing because he breaks it down, man. I gotta holler at my boy. He really be breaking it down to a point where I understand the fight on a different level. And he really was talking about how Charlo can reference 2 fights to beat Canelo. All right, and I agree with him. Canelo got 2 losses, one to Floyd Mayweather and one to Dimitri Bivol. That Dimitri Bivol Canelo fight, one of my favorites. Just the clash of styles. And not that I was really rooting against Canelo in that fight. I wasn't, because I like Bivol, but I just was very interested to see if Canelo's strength would translate to the light heavyweight division. He didn't really look good up there. I think the muscle kind of slowed him down and took a lot of his endurance and his conditioning away. But he's back at 168, fighting Jamel Charlo and my boy Marlo. He broke down the fights as far as if Derek James and Jamel are looking at fights to identify to see if what weaknesses Canelo has. I don't think they got a good fight to reference, man. You know what I mean? For that reason alone, Canelo was challenging himself. I think at 175 when he went up there. You know what I mean? He was really just challenging himself. And although he failed to succeed in that challenge, I think he knows exactly where his body is at 168. He's gonna be comfortable. He's gonna be super comfortable at 168. Just because it might have been a little uncomfortable for him at that light heavyweight division, let me look that up because that's why I need my boy Marlo. Was that a light heavyweight fight? Dimitri Bivol and Canelo. I think Dimitri Bivol is a light heavyweight. Yep. Yeah, that was a light heavyweight, 175. So, Dimitri Bivol, he dropped his prediction for the fight. All right, guys, so I was looking up that. Well, yeah, anyway, I think Canelo going to be super comfortable where he at. We all know that Canelo is a very well-versed fighter, man. Canelo reminds me a lot of Errol Spence with head movement and also the ability to fight in a different way. As far as just being a pressure cooker, a pressure fighter, that's the kind of boxing style I guess I like that I always thought Canelo had. And Jamel is a little bit more like that. He moves forward, but Ryan Castano, man, he was rocking this dude. This is why I'm a little hesitant to even jump on the Lions bandwagon because of Brian Castano. You know what I mean? That dude was rocking Jermell Charlo. You know, and not even like no crazy. You know, Castano wasn't doing nothing crazy. He was just getting in there. And Castano was smaller. I would say that Canelo has 3 times the power that Castano has. And you know, although he's a champion, Castano ain't nowhere near on no Canelo level, and he was rocking. He actually hurt Jermell at one point. You know what I mean? I just don't understand. I don't see it. I don't see how Jermell gonna get past this fight unless he come out there boxing a totally different way. Now I would imagine that he's picked up some things. I've seen some of his training videos. He's been working. You know, I give the Lion that much credit, but at the same time, it's Canelo Alvarez. We talking about the face of boxing. We talking about right here, man. You know, only 2 people can say that they went into that ring and left that ring with a victory over Canelo Alvarez. And I'm kind of hesitant. I don't think that Jermell Charlo is on the same level with those 2 dudes. Not even saying, you know, we talking about Floyd Mayweather, which at that time Canelo fought him. He was 22 years old, much younger. Was not the Canelo that we see right now. Although we seen, you know, sparks and remnants of what he was becoming. He wasn't the Canelo that we know and see right now. So I don't think that fight, although my boy Marlo, he mentioned that, I don't think that fight is a perfect or even a great reference at all to beating Canelo. You got to look more to the Bivol fight. But even like I said, then at that weight, we're not seeing 168. I'm ready to work. I'm motivated. Canelo. That wasn't that. That was motivated to challenge myself. Canelo. So, you know, I don't think he just went in there with the same aggression, the same, you know, excuse me, aspirations to prove himself, if you will. He might have been a little bit more cocky on that end, but you know, so we're gonna see what's gonna happen, man. But I also want to talk a little bit about this Terrence Crawford and Spence fight. As I was at the office yesterday and got a little notification about Bob Arum. Now I'm not sure if this came out yesterday, but Bob Arum was talking about Terrence Crawford and the fight that he's potentially the fight that he's seeking to get with Canelo Alvarez himself. Bob Arum said the same thing I said, man, and then not even Bob Arum took it a step further. Like I don't think I didn't go this hard. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's something personal or something, you know, whatever they got going on. But Bob Arum said that you don't see. Let me get a little something. Let's get to the crib ball, man. Bob Arum said that he doesn't see Canelo, or not Canelo, Terrence Crawford getting the fight. And then he also said that he doesn't, he can see Canelo wiping the floor. Wiping the floor with Terrence Crawford. Now, I thought that was a bit of cap, you know, me, myself. I know Terrence Crawford is a much more skilled fighter than that. I had to really start, you know, letting the dust settle on that Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence fight because I think that we was kind of overpricing, you know, overhyping Terrence Crawford. Yeah, I mean, I think his performance in that fight was a little overhyped. Now, I mean, yeah, he did dominate in a way, you know, in a very dominating fashion and all that stuff. I do a little laundry. He did dominate, but let's be honest, man. You know what I mean? I don't think Errol was 100%. We got multiple people close to Errol saying he wasn't at 100%. What you call Terrence Crawford camp acting like they scared to shoot the rematch. You know what I mean? At 154. From all the reports, you know, I ain't heard nothing verbatim, but from all the reports, it's like Terrence Crawford camp was really not wanting Terrence Crawford to fight Errol at 154, although Terrence Crawford does, you know what I mean, to his credit. He trying to get the fight there. Yeah, man, it's just a lot. It's just a lot, I guess, going into this. I think Terrence also stayed with Top Rank too long. Me and my boy Paulie Coleon, shout out to Officer Paulie Entertainment. We were talking about that. We said that he stayed in Top Rank way too long, man. You know what I'm saying? Terrence Crawford supposed to have been getting these mega fights 5, 6 years ago. Make me a little breakfast, man. I'm getting hungry. Y'all forgive me. Y'all know I try not to. I'm trying to do too much activity during the show, but got some other work, and then I'm going to the office in a minute here. But yeah, man. And Bob Arum just said he felt like Canelo ain't gonna want that fight with with Terrence Crawford. You're not gonna want the fight with him. 1, 2. Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. Terrence Crawford and that Canelo Alvarez sitting at the negotiation table. Canelo's gonna be the A side, man. You know what I mean? Canelo ain't giving up nothing. Terrence Crawford gonna have to fight on a discount. He gonna get the Shakur Stevenson, his little homie. He gonna get the Shakur Stevenson treatment. You know what I mean? Like, especially if Canelo beat Jamel today, which, honestly, if Jamel wins this fight today, I could see a rematch. You know, in between Canelo and Charlo. I can see Canelo wanting a rematch. Whether that is whether it happens or not, that's one thing. I don't even know how motivated Charlo would be to beat Canelo Alvarez twice if he does. And even if they have a controversial match today, it could still be in the works. It could be one of those controversial matches where, the dust don't really feel settled. The dust don't feel settled after they fight. They can have a rematch easily. Easily, that can happen. And that's going to set 36-year-old Terrence Crawford back. He's officially 36. Happy belated to the game. But it's going to set him back, even further. Terrence Crawford should have been getting these mega fights, like I said, 6 years ago, bro. And I used to say that back then. I remember one of my homies, he was like, man, Terrence Crawford, bro, he a trip because he won't lead top rank and all that. I'm like, he can still get the mega fights. Me being naive, not really. I'm thinking him and Errol Spence was going to fight 2 or 3 weeks after that. This is probably 7 years ago when I was saying all this. I'm like, man, he can still get the mega fights and woo, woo, woo. But you're seeing how everything has transpired. Now that Terrence Crawford is 36 years old, it's like, bro, you waited too long to try to go after these mega fights, to be calling out all these names. And now, if you want to stay at 147, you got boots in this problems. Okay? You want to go to 154, I don't think it's anybody at 154 that's just like, that would give Terrence a super challenge. Tim Tszyu and all those guys up in there. In that division, I think Terrence Crawford can handle himself pretty well. But then you got to take, what I mean? What mega fight is waiting for you at 154 outside of Jamel Charlo if he decides to come back down and fight you? And the only bet, and I said this in a couple videos ago in my pre-records, only fight that I really see Terrence Crawford getting that's gonna put him on some Hall of Fame type ish is a trilogy with Errol Spence. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he's not already in the Hall of Fame. I apologize. But the only fight I really see in the next foreseeable future that's realistic for Errol Spence, for Terrence Crawford, is his Errol Spence rematch and a potential Errol Spence trilogy. Yeah, I think that'd be a big box office fight. Although, Terrence talking about Errol Spence ain't a Hall of Famer and all this crazy stuff. Which he could be a opinion. I don't like having that Hall of Fame talk until Cats is done. You know what I mean? And then you can evaluate their total body of work. You know what I mean? And Canelo could fight Errol. You know what I'm saying? Just out of nowhere if you want to. And then what we doing? And then what we doing? If Errol Spence somehow, some way was to land a Canelo fight, and this is what I wanted to tell, like, if I could talk to Terrence Crawford personally, because Terrence, I mean, it seems to me Canelo rock with Errol Spence a little harder than he do Terrence Crawford. You know, just as far as how I've heard him talk about Errol Spence, it seems to me that he would be more uh, willing to give Errol Spence that opportunity than Terrence Crawford. You know what I mean? So I don't know. You know what I mean? I just don't see Terrence Crawford getting that fight. Bob Brown said he don't see him getting that fight, and if he do get that fight, Canelo gonna wipe the floor with him. And if he do get that fight, Canelo gonna A-side him to death. As far as we don't know what, but I'm pretty sure Canelo gonna you gonna want a chunk of the money. We ain't gotta have that discussion. We already know that's going without saying. It's just a bunch of interesting stuff, man, pertaining to that stuff. We got that big fight between Saul Canelo Alvarez and Jamel the Lion Charlo today. The new big Charlo. Um, there was one other fight, one other character, Shakur Stevenson in that Frank Martin situation. Shout out to Frank Martin, and shout out to the Queens of the Ring that they had an interview with Frank Martin a couple of days ago, last week almost. I meant to do a video about it, but Frank Martin put it all on the table. I've never really been. I'm gonna be honest. I've never been a Shakur Stevenson fan. I remember the first time I seen him fight. I know he's a technician and he's a good fighter, but Shakur Stevenson just don't stick out to me. And I think the dude that I seen him fighting was a nobody too. So it's like, you're supposed to beat this dude. If he's so quote unquote talented, you're supposed to beat a dude like that. But I think it was Gilly the Kid or somebody interviewing Shakur Stevenson, and they asked him why everybody was ducking him and why Frank Martin was dunking him, and he was just around there, calling everybody crazy and talking to people outside of their names. It's like, bro, you a wild dude, bro. You was, what was it, Devin Haney or Tank Davis? What I forget, whichever one sent him the contract. Devin Haney to fight for Undisputed, and he was doing all this capping about uh, uh, essentially Devin Haney trying to A-side him to death. It's like, come on, bro. Now you trying to A-side Frank Martin to death. Like, and I'm going to shout out to 78 Sports, man. 78 Sports said something very interesting about how these dudes, these boxers, they complain when somebody do something to them. And then as soon as they get an opportunity to do it to somebody, they do it. They don't, I mean, they don't, and that's why you got to honor Devin Haney and Errol Spence, Deontay Wilder. These dudes will fight anybody, and when they say they're gonna fight you, they go after you. They're not sitting around talking about all this political stuff. They're not sitting around here trying to A-side everybody to death. It's like, come on, dude. What I'm bringing to the table is obviously more than what you bringing to the table. I can't say what Shakur Stevenson is bringing to the table. It's just overwhelmingly more than what Frank Martin is bringing to the table. Outside of his name, Shakur Stevenson does have a bigger name, but as far as his resume, his legacy, it's cap, bro. It's cap. I don't know. I don't see that many legendary fights on Shakur Stevenson's on resume. Maybe y'all do. Maybe y'all can enlighten me. But like I say, Shakur getting kind of boring with the cap. You feel me? Like what for? We also got that Devin Haney and I can't say bro. I've never been able to say bro name. Regis Progress. They got that fight coming up. I think that's gonna be a hell of a fight. Regis got that power. Regis really can one hit a quitter the nigga, but I know he got that Philly defense too, man. First time I ever seen Regis, it was some kind of viral clip of him sparring in the gym. And the dude that he was sparring couldn't hit him at all. That's pretty dope. I will admit though, I am not that big of a Regis Progress fan. Um, I've only seen like one or two of his fights that I can remember. And like I say, from what I noticed, he got a good technique, some good power. I don't know how well he's gonna be able to fight. I don't know how well that's gonna translate to stick keeping up with Devin Haney. You know, to be honest, Devin Haney has shown and proved that he can switch it up. You know, he can bang. He can be an inside fighter with you. I think more his forte, he's a masterful outside fighter. You know what I mean? Devin Haney. Uh, they were able to kind of like stick and move. But to be honest, like I said, I think that fight is more evenly matched up than Canelo and Charlo is. I'm more interested in seeing Devin Haney and Regis Prograis, which I don't know when that fight had. I'm gonna be honest, I forgot when that fight is. I think it's in December, is it? I'm not positively sure. Getting these proteins in, y'all. Some eggs, sausage, toast with everything. Uh, Getting me started. Trying to think what else going on there. Oh yeah, Clarissa Shields. Shorty said she can fight. She can beat up Keith Thurman and Triple G. Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. Whose girl is this? Clarissa Shields said she would whoop Triple G and Keith one time Thurman. That's just too much, man. Somebody got to start ringing this female in, man, because this is what I hate. It sounds like men or people that talk about this particular issue when we're being transparent and essentially honest. When we're being honest about the issue, uh, you call it crazy, you call it all kinds of names because you're being honest. And not only are you being honest, we got living, breathing examples of women getting into combat sports with men and getting handled, demolished. And look, I'm not sitting here trying to have no battle with the sexes. I'm not trying to sit here. This ain't no equal rights issue. This is a fact versus delusion issue. You know what I mean? All these politicians and people pushing for dudes and girls sports is like, bro, we've known since the beginning of time. And that don't make women no less beautiful, no less valuable, no less honorable. That men have a physical advantage over them. You know what I mean? And that's not always the case. It's got strong ladies out here as well that can handle their own. But the point of the matter is, on a generality scale, we shouldn't even be having this discussion. You know what I mean? We shouldn't even be entertained. Hold on, I came over to get my check these notes because I gotta see what she said. I gotta get the quote verbatim. She really annoying to me, man. I ain't gonna lie. I think Clarissa is a very good boxer. I think she's a very good boxer. Uh, she do too much, man. She do too much. Talking about the quote. But let me see. Fight Thurman. And it's really when you Google this, it says Clarissa Thurman. Clarissa Shields versus Keith Thurman fight day. Like this means this is a very Googled subject. Yeah. Oh, this was a while ago when she said that. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. That's my apologies. I'll be late on some stuff. So she said this a little while ago that she talking about beating Triple G and Thurman and all that stuff. But again, it goes back to the point that stop, sweetheart, stop. Because Keith Thurman said he would fight you if you allow him to have one hand about behind his back, and even then, you know what I mean. I don't see that fight going any differently than one time cleaning her up. You know, and I apologize if that's a controversial issue for you. You know, for y'all, whoever is having a hard time digestion of that information, but it's basic fact. It's basic physical fact. But that's all I want to do. Really got for y'all, man. I didn't want this show to go too long. I had to get episode 4 in because I promised it last night. Just didn't get the time. I apologize to y'all. I apologize to everybody. We'll try to get episode 5 in tonight. I'm gonna hit up my boy Marlo Knows Basketball and Boxing again. See if we can do a post fight stream. If we can, see what his schedule is like this evening. Pretty sure he's gonna probably be watching that fight and getting his drink on. So if we can, we can. If we can't, we can't. But I'm gonna keep everybody posted. Episode 4 though is in the books. Had to make it short and sweet. Highlight this Canelo versus Charlo fight. Again, I got Canelo. Let me do my prediction. Canelo 10th round. Cause I like the Lion, man. I really like Jamil. I like the fact that he even took this fight and is really challenging himself like that. But 10th round, man. Canelo with the KO. You know what I mean? I don't know. Would he knock him out though? Or will it be a TKO? I can see it being stopped before I see him just knocking him out though. So TKO, 10th round, Saul Canelo Alvarez. That's my prediction. But that's all I got for y'all on this one, man. Please like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content on this channel. Y'all know I love the support. Y'all know y'all keep me motivated and humble, man. I say it every video and I still feel like I don't say it enough. But nonetheless, thank y'all for the love and support. Y'all the bosses. I'm the dude that loves to work. Let me eat a little something and I'm gonna get back to work. Peace.